So that is the one economic yield. So then economic yield and in horticultural crops again it varies. Suppose in cauliflower the economic part is the edge, cauliflower. Then again cabbage. So like that no cabbage again it is the leaf part we are going to take. Suppose in beetroot no the economic part is the root no, so that we are going to consider. Then the unit to express the water use efficiency is it is kg. How many kgs we got for hectare centimeter? Suppose if we have given 1 hectare centimeter means 1 lakh liters. For that no, how many kgs of ragi or beetroot others no, we got know that it shows. So then water use efficiency data, water use efficiency denotes the production of the crop per unit of water as supplied and it is expressed in weight. See the water use efficiency is expressed by this. This is the formula. Water use efficiency. Yeah. Water use efficiency is the water used by the crop. Then again water actually diverted to the field also that we are going to have now. So then again a crop water use different terms now we are going to use here. A crop water use efficiency, it is the ratio of the yield per amount of seed. This is the yield versus evapotranspiration we are going to consider. Then again it is multiplied by 100. Sometimes we are going to multiply by 100 or else no need to multiply. So then again a consumptive use is nothing but almost it is more or less I told no, it is the evapotranspiration loss. See because for the almost see water absorbed out of the no less than 1% actually the plant used for the metabolic activities including the photosynthesis. Rest of the water no 99% it was maybe to maintain the thing in the form of the evapotranspiration. So that's why the consumptive use efficiency is the ratio of the normal consumptive use of the water to the net amount of again how much it has given. No, so this it has given. See then again a plant water use efficiency kgs per the unit is kgs per hectare. This is yield versus exclusively we are going to take a plant evapotranspiration. See here yield or a biomass. Yield and in case of cereals we are going to take either grain. In case of biomass where and if the crop grown for the fodder purpose and they know the biomass yield we are going to consider. So like that a field, two types of water use efficiency we do. One is the plant use efficiency. In the exclusively we use plant evapotranspiration. But whereas for the field water use efficiency is again it is yield divided by water requirement of the crop. Water requirement of crop it is sugarcane. Suppose it is 2000 to 2500 mm of water we are going to use now. So here we have to consider here. But when it comes to the plant water use efficiency, actually what is the actual water used for the evapotranspiration they going to consider. See maybe to increase the water if you use 1000 liters or 1 cubic meter of water and there how much yield we have got and so that again depends on what the factors influencing water use efficiency. The first and foremost is a selection of a suitable crop. Okay, selection of a suitable crop which have more water use efficiency compared to low water use efficiency crops like rice. Rice definitely see because to produce 1 kilo of rice actually it requires 5000 to 6000 liters of water, whereas maybe the total water requirement of rice it varies from 1100 to 1500 mm. So like that if you see millets they require less than 250 mm of water. So that's why now instead of rice now we can go for the alternate crops. Again wherever water is more, especially for the irrigated condition, now we should not select rice for the production. See maybe some farmers still they are growing paddy using the some farmers still they're cultivating rice or paddy under the Borewell, water using the borewell, that should not be, because why? No, they're spending more water, but whatever the income they're getting from the rice will be less. Instead of that, no, if they go for the vegetables, no, definitely they're going to get more yield, more profit for the farmers. Then again, use of high yielding hybrid varieties. Since instead of, maybe, what do you mean by variety, hybrid or high yielding varieties? No, so it is difference in the local variety. What the farmers usually are indigenous varieties. High yielding varieties, no, definitely they're going to give more yield when compared to the local varieties. The hybrids, usually we are going to use F1 hybrids, no, they are more vigor, they're going to yield more when compared to the either high yielding varieties or local varieties. So that's why the selection of the hybrid, we have to go, instead of the variety or local variety, we have to go for the hybrids. Increase water use efficiency. Why antandre? Because they're going to give more yield. Water use efficiency or field water use efficiency, anything is yield divided by either water used or evapotranspiration. See, whenever this numerator is more, so automatically we are going to increase the thing. No? So that's why increase water use efficiency compared to the traditional cultivar. Cultivars are variety, one and the same word. So either we can go for the hybrids are yielding varieties than the local traditional and the local cultivars under similar management and climatic condition. Suppose Bangalore condition is there, just you think in GKVK, see, instead of going for the local variety, we have to select the hybrid. So then definitely, see, I can give you one quote, a rice, a variety like, no, so maybe any variety, it is going to give somewhere maybe just 3 to 4 tons. Whereas if you select KRH hybrid, KRH2 hybrid, it is going to give 10 tons. 10 tons or 100 quintals per hectare. So that's why instead of that, no varieties, no, we can go for that. Then again, increase the irrigation efficiency through selection of the suitable method of irrigation. Again, in the next, now I'll show you with the PPT different methods, maybe a flood irrigation or surface irrigation, subsurface irrigation, a drip irrigation, or a sprinkler. Among all, no, the drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation are best when compared to leaving water in the open channel, surface irrigation. No, so there, no, we are going to waste so much water. Here, no, we can say so much water. No, that is the one. Then again, all the agronomic practices, maybe tillage, sowing time, plant population, fertilizer use, weed management, all these should be done. All the agronomic practices aimed at higher crop will contribute to the higher. See, because suppose if you do that tillage, automatically we can expect better germination of the crop. Then again, growth will be there. Automatically, we are going to ultimate goal in this water using efficiency, and then we have to increase the yield of any crop. So then we have to decrease the water used for that particular crop. So that's why this is the one. Then again, sowing time. Sowing time also, it is correct time, no, optimum time we say, no, right season we have to sow. If delay the sowing, then automatically there also it is going to reduce the yield. So like that, plant population also, it is very, very important. Already I told, each plant is going to contribute for the final yield. The plant population should not be too less or should not be too more. So that's why optimum. If it is too much and the overpopulated, and again the yield is going to reduce. Why? And competition for the nutrients, fertilizer, even for the solar radiation increases, automatically the yield actually it is going to decrease. So like that, now how maybe in the family, if one son is there or one daughter is there, he or she will be very good. Or two antandre the same. The former parents' income, no, that never changes. Or they have to share with the 3 kids or 4 or 5 kids, automatically compare with 1 and 2 with 3 or 4 antandre. See, whatever the thing, no, they get no facilities, it is going to reduce. Like that, no, the population also, if you increase antandre, the availability of the nutrient, moisture, even sunlight, everything it is going to increase. Then again, fertilizers also, we have to use at right quantity at right time, right quantity at right time. See, if the beginning, no, if you give all the fertilizer, no use. Or once the almost every growth is completed, then if you start and then that time also, it is not used. So when we have to use, we have to think correctly and use. Then again, weed management also, it is very, very important because weeds are they going to compete with the crop for a nutrient. Then again, for the moisture, then again for the sunlight. When they fight and then see, then again compete and automatically all these resources available for the plants, it is going to decrease automatically. The end and then the result is they going to, the crop it is going to give the less yield. So that's why irrigation also, optimum irrigation schedule. Irrigation, we should not give more water, either it should not be less water. So that's why everything should be in the optimum condition only. By doing this, definitely all the agronomic practices, they increases the yield, then automatically increases the water use efficiency. Then again, the soil physical, chemical and biological properties greatly influence. Soil physical properties, either maybe soil structure or soil texture, bulk density, particle density. These are the soil structures. Then again, soil chemical properties, maybe one is the soil pH or soil reaction. Then again, EC, electrical conductivity. What it shows antandre, electrical conductivity antandre, the amount of salts dissolved in the water. If calcium, magnesium, sodium are more, so again they're going to affect the thing. Then again, a biological property like maybe soil should contain more microbes. If microbes are more, automatically the mineralization of the whatever the organic matter we applied, it will be good. Then automatically the availability of the nutrient also, it will be more. So that's why even the biological property like the microorganisms, they are playing a important role in the crop production or to increase the thing. So that's why they should be. Soil management practices to alter soil properties and in turn increases the water. All these soil physical, chemical and biological properties greatly influence the soil moisture available to the crops. Definitely, how the structure it increases, texture it includes the influences the availability of the water. Then again, maybe these two terms, the C4 pathway and C3 pathway. Have you heard of this C3 and C4 pathway? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Yeah. Have you heard of this? A selection of C3 and C4 pathway plant.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you name one each example for this?
Ma'am, paddy.
Yeah, paddy is
C4.
Paddy is not C4. Who is talking?
Ma'am, maize is C4, ma'am.
Yeah, very good, Gopal. Maize
and
is...
mango is C3.
Huh?
Mango C3.
Yeah, mango is C3. Then again, even our paddy, no? Paddy.
It's also C3.
Yeah.
Wheat also C3.
Yeah, very good. See, C3. So C3 pathway ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ again the efficiency, the output efficiency is more in C4. See, you cannot compare rice with paddy. See, the paddy actually, maize, no, it is going to give more yield. Usually we call no. So that's why the output will be more. The efficiency, the conversion efficiency also more in C4 when compared to C3. So where are you, Gopal? Are you in GKVK or somewhere else?
Ma'am, GKVK.
So you didn't go home, no? You can't go. Okay, thank you. Improve and automation measures includes soil and water conservation. Methods for best harvest or rain. That's why wherever it is possible, we have to conserve the rain water, so that whatever the water we are drawing from the soil, definitely from the ground, it can be reduced. So that's why this is also increases the thing. No, then again reduce evapotranspiration losses through use of anti-transparents. Anti-transparents ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ because maybe we can use mulches to reduce the evaporation. Maybe in the transparency class, evapotranspiration part, even under the wherever it is possible, no, we can go for the protective cultivation. If we use a protective cultivation, everything is controlled under the control conditions. So there also we can avoid evapotranspiration loss. Then again, some chemical. The example is a kaolin. Kaolin, no, they're going to, it is like a white color. No, they're going to spray to the crop antandre entire, because of the white. No, it is going to reflect all the light. Instead it is absorbing. You know, a black body is a good absorber, whereas the white color is a good reflectant. So that's why when it reflect back antandre, almost the temperature what it is going to arise will be reduced. The evapotranspiration losses can be reduced. So these are the few methods which influences the water use efficiency. Suppose if I have given 1 cubic meter of water or 5,000 liters of water, for that, no, only kgs of maybe any crop yield we got. No, so that is a thing. No, for that, no, the field water use efficiency, for that, no, yield versus water requirement, total requirement of the water requirement. Whereas a plant water use efficiency, again it is yield, but here now we are considering only plant evapotranspiration. It here, no, the water requirement, suppose I told 1,000 to 2,500 liters per paddy antandre, there, no, the conveyance losses will be there, evaporation losses will be, other losses will be there. But here ET antandre, exactly how much it has used for evapotranspiration or for the consumptive use, that indicates. So that's why here it will be more, always the total water requirement will be more by this selection of the crop, good crop. Then again, use of the hybrids, increase the irrigation efficiency, all by following these good agronomic practices. Definitely we can increase the yield of the crop and we can reduce the water loss. No, so this is in brief about the how we can increase the water use efficiency in the different crops. Okay, next again, just we'll see how the assessment of water requirement of the crops. How to assess the water requirement of the crop. How much? I don't know how much water required for each crop, that we have to assess. So maybe, I don't know, empirical or other formulas, they say that rice requires this much, sugarcane requires this much, whereas paddy or wheat or maize, each crop, the water requirement will be there. Again, we can work out by this empirical formulas and what are the factors it is going to affect. See here, no, the water requirement of crop includes, no, we have to see the losses of the evapotranspiration or consumptive use of the one at the same, consumptive use plus losses during the application of the irrigation water. So again, sometimes, no, quantity of the water required for the special operations such as land preparation, transplanting, leaching, other, no, all this, no, it requires the water requirement of the crop. Here, no, for the operations andre, here just you can think that maybe for the paddy we have to puddle the land. For the puddling, no, what do you mean by puddling and all? No, in the next course you're going to learn. So we have to make the soil soft. For that, no, extra water is required. Again, for the nursery preparation, no, it is required. Even for the transplanting, extra water is required. Other than that, Again, wherever no the salt accumulation is there, and there's sometimes no to leach excess salt, no they have to irrigate with the fresh water. That time also they wanted that. So that's why this is the one. Hence, please remember this no formula. Hence, the water requirement equals evapotranspiration or consumptive use plus application losses and special needs. Application and conveyance loss. The source is somewhere. From source, no, if we are taking to the field and then maybe in the channel, the water is going to lose. By that time, no, if you take 1 TMC of water and then by the time it reaches the real field and then maybe it will be of TMC or 3/4 of the TMC, no, so that we have to consider. So that's why therefore see the water requirement is there for a demand, and both the one side we can see water supply. From the supply side, we have to see this is whatever I told you, it is from the demand side. Demand side, we are seeing other side, a supply side, no contribution. Two equations I'm going to tell here. So therefore includes, see here, the water requirement is nothing but water, irrigation water plus ER, effective rainfall plus S, water required for the special operations. Then again here also the total water requirement, again it is calculated by, see, total water requirement is, we are going to exclude from effective rainfall. Sorry, this is ER is effective rainfall plus it is soil contribution, maybe the profile. If the soil is there, no high rainfall area, the soil also it is going to contribute, you know. So that's why this is the one. The water requirement of the crop again depends on the more thing. See, if the above equation is based on the demand side. Demand antandre because water is required for the evapotranspiration or for the consumptive use, one and the same. Then again, application losses while taking from the tank or command area to the field, no, then the channel, no, the water loss will be there. Again, for the special needs, no water actually it is required, no, for that, no, it is from the demand side. Again, from the supply side, and then this is the one. The water requirement is equal to, it is irrigation water. How much irrigation water we have given plus while irrigating, no, in between we do receive the rainfall. That it is called as the effective rainfall. Again, in some area actually moisture also it is contributed from deeper layer soil profile, no, so that this is from the supply side. So that's why you should remember both these things, demand side and supply side. So then again, water requirement of the crops depends on the various factors. It depends on various factors. So one is the first and foremost is the nature and duration of the crop. Nature. Suppose a few crops are there, drought resistant crop like pearl millet, castor or ragi require less water than the water loving crops like either potato, banana, or aquatic plant like rice. So that's why nature. Then again, short duration versus a long duration. Short duration crop or variety require less water when compared to long duration variety. So that's why this is also, it is there, no. So that's why the thing, no, for that, no, it is the thing. For a given crop, the irrigation, see, within the crop also, rice, I told you, know, the duration, the short duration variety, it starts from 110 to 120 days to 190 days. 180 to 190 days. Definitely 100 to 120 days, 3 months crop requires less water when compared to a 6 months crop. So this is the one. And the important factor is soil factor. Definitely, you know, I don't want to stress on this texture, structure, surface configuration. If surface configuration is the R slope, you can see it is plain, zero slope, then the requirement will be less than then again subsurface earth and organic matter, all these things we definitely, you know, They going to affect. Again, sandy soils and undulating land which require more irrigation than the clay and unleavened topography. Topography are terrain. So sandy soils, they cannot hold more water for the longer, retention will be less. So that's why we have to use. Because of the macro force, all the water it will move to the ground to the gravitational water. So that's why this is the thing. Then again, our climate or the season also it is going to affect our winter. The day length. Long day in case water requirement of any crop is higher evaporation when compared to long day, short day or medium day. So long day, when day length is more and they are automatically more sun will be stay for the longer period, more than 12 hours and day, definitely water requirement will be more when compared to Rabi. Summer it will be more, so that's why Rabi. See, this is the one. Then again, air temperature also, when air temperature is more, automatically the amount of water vapor present in the thing, it will be less. So that's why water requirement will be more. Then again, wind also, I told when planting, so actually perpendicular or when wind speed is more and then automatically it is going to pick up moisture from the surrounding area. So that's why encourages more evapotranspiration. That demands or increases the requirement of the crop. High wind speed creates moisture gradient between the leaf surface and atmosphere. Therefore, evapotranspiration is faster than no windy days. Then again, rainy days. Rainfall amount and intensity decide the irrigation requirements. See, directly contribute to the. See, when rainfall is more, then irrigation requirement definitely it will be less. Then again, irrigation is not required. When we receive less quantity of rainfall and automatically, suppose if you receive just 10 mm or 5 mm of water per day, so maybe within 2 or 3 days, now we need to irrigate the crop. Or else, if we receive maybe 50 mm of rainfall, maybe for another 1 week or 10 days, no need to irrigate the water. No, this is the one. Then again, other important factor, the soil factor. As the soil temperature is more evaporation is definitely. See how the plant in the meteorology or learned it already. Once it plant, atmospheric temperature is important. At the same time, soil temperature also equally important. 50-50. Why and then the aerial parts they are in intact with the atmosphere above ground, but the below ground roots they are intact with the soil. So that's why both soil temperature and air temperature are equally important. As a result, more irrigation water is required for the meeting. The soil temperature is more and then more evaporation definitely we can expect wherever unless soil temperature is there. So that's why this is the one. Similarly, wider spread of rainy season. So then again, a microclimate effect. Yeah, have you heard of this micro, macro, mesoclimate in the meteorology? Have you studied? Hello? Danush, Viresh, Abhigna.
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
listening? Abhigna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Abhigna, are you listening the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Have you learned microclimate, macroclimate,
Yes,
mesoclimate?
ma'am.
Yeah, what do you mean by Abhigna? Yeah, it's okay. Tell whatever you know.
Microclimate.
Yeah, you can tell your own words. Okay, no problem.
Ma'am, microclimate means.
So where are you? Are you in GKVK or at home?
Home, ma'am.
Which is your native?
Kerala, ma'am.
Oh, Kerala. Okay, Kerala. So how is Kerala now? Situation, Abhigna?
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's move.
Microclimate is a small. It is in a small area, ma'am.
Very good, very good.
It is restricted in small area.
Yeah, it's correct. You are correct.
And
Microclimate and it is maybe, see, if you are sitting in the room and that itself, no, you can call it as one. The classroom itself is a one microclimate. When compared to macroclimate, maybe entire GKVK, if you think that is the macroclimate, see, if the classroom of even A section, the first year A section, that itself is the microclimate. Very good, Abhigna. See, that is the one, no, the microclimatic effect. The evapotranspiration of a given crop is affected by, even in the crop also, no, the microclimate it is going to affect. See, the cropped area, there, no, the climate will be to totally, see, if you go inside the field and there it will, you are going to experience a cool experience. The temperature will be less when compared to outside field. Again, within the crop, different layers, if you see at the bottom level, the temperature will be further less when compared to middle and top, no temperature directly, it will be more alpha. So that's why, for example, during the Kharif, evapotranspiration loss will be less when compared to summer in the same crop area, because of the microclimatic effect, microclimate, crop. Then again, a groundwater table or soil profile contribution. I told you, yes, groundwater table. See, if you go to high rainfall areas like Kerala or coastal or any other thing, no, there definitely the water, groundwater, they see, if you dig maybe 1 feet or 2 feet, no, automatically you're going to get the moist soil. That, see, when water table is high, or else if you go to Rajasthan or Karnataka, in Karnataka, maybe in North Karnataka, or why not in Kolar, if you dig soil for 1 meter also, you won't get the wet soil. That it is called as the soil profile or groundwater. So whereas if in high rainfall area, just for half a foot actually, if you dig also, we are going to get the wet soil. So the contribution, when soil, when water table is high or soils are adequate moisture, then irrigation water requirement. Definitely in such soils, no, the water requirement will be. So that's why I'll give comparison between Kolar and coastal. Okay. There, no, the water requirement will be more. Why? And then the ground contribution will be less because no water at all. Whereas there, no water will be more. So then again, for the special needs, high water needs for the special purpose like land preparation, nursery, puddling, especially in case of paddy. There, no, apart from other crops, here, no, 30% extra water is required here for the land preparation. There, no, it is not a, the condition is, I think few students you are aware how they are preparing land for the paddy, or else in the next course you're going to learn. So there, no, it is not a arable crop. It is like a submerged, in the submerged condition. No? So we are going to have. Then again, a method of irrigation, which method we are using, either drip. So in the next class, I'll clearly show to PPT, what do you mean by drip or sprinkler or surface, subsurface, or the flood, a wild flood, or check and basin, that methods. No, so that's why a wastage of the water depends on the which method, especially in the drip. No, 100% we can ensure the water wastage will be less. 100% zero wastage. Whereas if you go for the surface irrigation, no, there, no, almost a 60% water wastage will be more. So that's why waste. Otherwise, the water, if you take in the open channel, no, the loss will be more instead of the pipeline. If you take in the pipeline, and then automatically it will be less. Then again, application losses depending on the during the conveyance of the water from where no, we have taken. Then again, last, actually the important one is the effective rainfall. The concept itself, no,